Guys, today we're going to be watching another Hamminations video. Another Hamminations video. Also, by the way, again, shout out to Hamminations. He's literally the GOAT of animators. They're the GOAT. Yeah, he's basically Ronaldo. Or Messi, if you like Messi better. But let's just do this.
Hello everyone! So today I'm going to tell you about two very recent bike crashes I've had. Both were unfortunately when I was borrowing my mom's bike. Okay, here's the first one. I was riding along just fine, and then we started to go down a hill. I was going pretty fast, and I was honestly a bit scared. I've never been that great on bikes. I saw way down the hill a giant pole, and I kept on thinking, don't hit the pole, don't hit the pole. Then right at the critical moment, my muscles tensed up, and I went off the sidewalk, and I hit the flippin' pole. It hit the gear shift and broke it, and I had to tell my mom. She wasn't very happy because she uses that bike like every day for exercise, and now she couldn't even shift gears. My dad bought a new shifter and replaced it, so my mom had the use of her bike back again. The very next time I used that bike, we were riding back from a restaurant, and it was just a straight path, completely straight. You would think that on a straightaway path, nothing bad could happen, right? Wrong. I saw these two tiny poles off the side of the sidewalk, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna try and avoid that. All of a sudden, I noticed I was on the very edge of the sidewalk. I tensed up again, and I couldn't turn the wheel because I thought if I did, it would slip off and I would crash. I kept looking at the two poles thinking, okay, this is starting to become a problem. I seriously need to avoid those poles. The bike slid off the sidewalk and bounced around in the rough dirt. I was heading straight toward the two poles. Okay, I seriously need to turn the bike! But my muscles tensed up again because I thought if I turned too sharply, a rock could hit it and tip the bike. And you know that moment when time slows down and you know something bad is about to happen and there's literally nothing you can do about it at all? Yeah, that's me right now. My front tire went through the two poles, and one of the poles slammed right into the crankshaft where the gears are. They were completely bent and ruined. The bike was unrideable, and I had to call my mom and tell her that I broke her bike again. What are the odds? I remember thinking that I felt like I had been pushed off the edge of the sidewalk by some magical force. After the extreme annoyance at breaking the bike again, my dad said that he had heard about something like this, and he looked it up. What he found was target fixation. Target fixation is an attentional phenomenon observed in humans in which an individual becomes so focused on an observed object, be it a target or a hazard, that they inadvertently increase the risk of colliding with the object. So, yeah. Me looking at the telephone pole and thinking, I hope I don't hit that, or me seeing those pipes and thinking, I really need to avoid that, apparently made my subconscious go, hey, he's looking at those pipes. I feel like we should smash right into them. Just a feeling, but I'm going for it. Ugh, why, brain? Just why? So be careful out there, everyone. And if there's something that you need to avoid in life, don't look at it too hard, or you'll most likely slam right into it. So thank you guys so much for watching.
Alright, now the next one we're going to be watching is flies.
When you have
Hello, everyone. So I have recently discovered a new pet peeve of mine, flies. It turns out that it takes a long time to animate these videos, so I have been sitting in one place for longer than I normally do. This leaves me open for the annoyance that is flies. I had no problem with flies before this. I would just think, oh, a fly, that's annoying, whatever. But now, the most annoying part of them is that they land on me and walk around and crap, usually right when I'm super focused on finishing an animation or something. So my natural reaction is, of course, to end their existence by hitting them. But guess what? Flies have these awesome ninja dodging skills. Okay, and can we just talk for a second about what flies get out of this exchange? Like, mosquitoes land on you to suck your blood, and even though that's annoying and itchy, they actually have a purpose. Also, horseflies, same thing. They get a tasty chunk of skin out of the exchange. So while I also hate them, it at least makes sense. But flies don't make sense. Oh my gosh, it's so annoying. Do they feed on anger or something? Because otherwise you have no reason to land on me. I mean, they're just like, gonna land on this guy and annoy him for no reason. Fun fact, one time we were on a family road trip, and one of our 2 dogs at the time noticed that there was a fly in the car. It flew by our old dog Duke, and chomp! He ate the fly right out of the air. If I was a fly, that's how I would want to go down. I'd be all like, okay, I'm going in. I'm going to try and annoy this huge pit bull for no reason. It will be legendary. Then comes the darkness. And there's always that one fly that flies around your head and keeps landing on you and uses its super ninja dodging ability to avoid getting hit. So I had been on the computer, and it landed on me for what had to have been the 50th time that day. That was the last straw. I went and got a fly swatter and walked into the office and closed the doors, blocking off its escape path. And I literally said out loud, "It's just you and me, fly. You don't get to live anymore." And the hunt began. I saw it on the table, and before I even swung, it started flying again. I was following it with my eyes, but it crossed over one of the many black things in the office, and I lost sight of it. Because you can see it when the background is a light color, but not when the background is dark. So I stood still, waiting for my eyes to catch any signs of movement. Then I felt it land on my arm and start crawling around. I felt it with its stupid idiot dumb feet. It's taunting me! I tried to smack it, but it flew away and onto a chair. I held up the fly swatter. Oh, and by the way, if you're a creature and people invent a tool designed specifically to kill you, then that's a really clear sign that you're annoying and stupid and you shouldn't exist. Anyways, I held up the fly swatter and ha! I destroyed it! Also, there were like 3 flies between the window and the blinds, and I killed all of them as well. Yes! Humans' position at the top of the ecological chain preserved. You are welcome. Okay, I'm not done yet. Another thing that makes me angry is just the sound they make. Just the stupid bzzz, and then they run into a wall and it's like bzzz. Ugh, I kid you not, that sound now gives me anxiety. Honestly, that could be a good torture method. Tie someone to a chair and put them in a room filled with thousands of flies, and they can't move and they just have to sit there and let the stupid flies crawl all over them. If someone used that torture method on me, I would last 10 minutes tops. Okay, I'll tell you where the secret base is. Just please get me away from these flies. So the moral of the story is, flies are stupid. Literally, their only purpose is to fly around poop and be eaten by other cool bugs, like spiders. Spiders are super scary and I totally scream every time I see one, but they're actually pretty cool. And spiders are also great because they murder flies. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hold on, don't end the video. Literally, as I was animating this, my brother Brody, knowing full well about the fly's ninja dodging skills, decided to one-up the flies with superior human intelligence. He saw a fly on the wall, and knowing that this fly would zip away as soon as he saw movement, decided to play right into this. He carefully placed himself behind the fly and intentionally clapped about a foot behind the fly. The fly, seeing the movement, got scared and immediately flew off the wall directly into the clap. What bam! The fly caught the full force of the clap directly in the face and died immediately, slowly spinning to the ground. Take that, flies! Okay, bye everyone.
Right now, do I actually do this video?
Hello everyone! I've seen some comments asking about my age, so here you go. I am a 16-year-old boy. But Bryson, you sound much younger, and I know. Okay? I know. So yeah, I don't just sound young, I look young too. I'm 5'3" currently, and I'm very skinny. I literally look like I'm 12. It's kind of frustrating sometimes, but I've come to accept it. I'm just a late bloomer. Turns out my mom and dad and at least one of my older brothers were also late bloomers, and they turned out fine, so whatever. However, I do have some funny stories about it, so here we go. I am old enough to drive, but I can't get my license till I'm 17 because my mom doesn't want to pay for my car insurance. Which means whenever I am driving, someone will definitely say, "Oh, wow, are you old enough to drive that thing?" And to that I say, "Frickin' race me, scrub, I'll wreck you." But of course I don't say that. I just try and hold back the tears as I drive off. One time, I was getting some fast food, and literally every person working there took turns at the window talking to me about how young I looked. They could not believe that I was old enough to drive. I laughed at their comments, but I almost died inside. Pretty much whenever I tell anyone my age, literally every single time the other person will point out that I'm short, as if they're making a discovery. Like, "I've discovered something! Bryson is short! Let's talk about that." Here's a tip. If you're one of those people that thinks it's important to tell someone something they already know, then just save your breath. Because I promise you, they know. And they know that everybody else knows. You don't gotta point it out as if you're helping them or something. The only thing you accomplish when telling someone they're short is just making them mad. There's this one kid that can't leave me alone about it. Literally every time he sees me, he says, "I'm way younger than you, but I'm still taller than you, ha!" And I really want to say back to him, yeah, I am short right now, but guess what? I can grow, but you'll be ugly forever. Like, do people see it as an accomplishment or something? My parents' genes happen to combine in a way in which the height of my body is higher than yours. I mean, it's not like they work to become taller. They just happen to have a taller body than I do. That is not in any way a valid form of measuring your worth. Just because you're taller than me doesn't mean you're better than me. No! And this applies to other things too. I'm older than you, therefore I'm better than you. Oh wow, you're older than this baby? Well, he's gonna grow up to cure cancer while you're sitting in your basement playing video games, you frickin' millennial. People should measure their worth by their skills and things they've worked for. You're taller than me? Whatever, I could beat you in a Nerf war though. Or how about chess, or trampoline flips, or math tests, or rock sculpture, or funny voices, or just generally being handsome. Boom! Anywho, the doctor says I'll be around 6 feet tall eventually. Just later than most people. My dad was like 5'7" when he graduated high school, but now he's 6'2". Plus, since he looked super young all growing up, it's paying off now because he still looks way younger than he actually is. So I guess it all works out in the end. At least that's what I tell myself. Seriously though, even though it kinda sucks being so short and small now, I know it's only temporary. So if you're short too, then whatever. If people think they're better than you just because they're taller than you, then that just means that they don't have anything else to measure their self-worth with. Okay, I'll see you guys later.
Here's the next video.
Shop Kroger for over 30,000 mouth-watering choices and great deals. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Anything? Well, what about... Hey guys! Did you see the new intro? I think it's pretty good, but I've seen some people ask me about my intro, so now I'm going to tell you about it. The little creature at the beginning is called a ham. Don't ask why, I just like the way ham sounded. Anyways, me and my best friends Cole and Travis created them, and they basically became the symbol of our friendship. So that's what my name is. Ham plus animations equals Hamminations. There's other ways you could spell it, but I like the way this one sounded. But some people get confused about which part is which. These are the eyes, this is the mouth, and this is the tummy. And these are its plushies. The ham led up to the creation of many other creatures and things that I'm about to talk about. So here we go, my imagination part 2. You already know it's gonna be weird, but this one is extra special because we have Moz here from the Amazing.
Hey Bryson, thanks for having me on, mate. And I love this topic, so why don't you start it off, mate?
Okay, here we go. The word encumbered. To me, that just sounds like some strange cucumber with legs that runs around absorbing people. Help! I'm being encumbered!
Okay, that's a pretty good one. What else do you have?
What if microscopic life was like cartoony? Look into the microscope, looking at the cells, and...
La 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 la. Oh, hey there, big guy looking down at me. Oh, hey, get out of here, bacteria.
But I'm the good kind of bacteria.
Oh, okay.
I lied.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I got one. What if airplanes had to flap their wings to fly? I think that would make them a lot more interesting to watch, but a lot more frightening to be in.
I love it. You know how a newborn horse can pretty much walk instantly? And you know how a newborn human can't do anything? Well, what about a newborn centaur? The horse half would be able to run around while the baby part would just be flopping around. Think about that for a second. Teleportation is in a lot of sci-fi movies, but has anyone ever thought about this? What if you accidentally teleported into the same space another person was occupying? Do-do-do, I'm gonna teleport.
Walking to work. Walking to work. Walking to work.
Whoa! Someone help us! We're stuck together!
Somebody help us.
So So you guys already know that I like to personify stuff, right? So this one day, I was walking to school with my friend, and I picked a leaf off a tree, and I said, "This is Big John the leaf. He's a role model for all the other leaves." My friend didn't really care, and he just looked at me like I was crazy. I mean, he's not wrong. Anyways, I take the train to school, so we waited for the train, and when it came, the wind of the train blew Big John out of my hands. I started walking to pick him up when my friend stomped on Big John and juiced him across the concrete. Big John! No! So there you have it. Strange things that my mind has conjured up. Should I do a part 3? Vote up in the poll. Thanks for being here, Maz.
All right, thanks for having me, man.
We'll see you guys later.
Hey guys, it's me, your boy Hamminations, and not his friend Muzz from the Amazon.
Alright. Let's watch the next video.
Hello again, everybody. I'm going to talk about science class. I like science class. Do you guys like science class? I like science class. Anyways, in my science class, we were learning about surface tension. Surface tension happens because water molecules are strongly attracted to each other. This allows some insects to walk on water. It lets that weird bubble thing happen at the top of the glass, and it's why belly flops hurt so much. So my science teacher told us that surface tension in water molecules is pretty strong, but if you add soap, it breaks the surface tension. But she told us that one teacher used to teach his students about this by taking a water skater, you know, those little bugs that can walk on water, and put him in water and then put soap in the water. The water skater would then sink into the water. He saved the bug, but that got me wondering. The water skater was okay physically, but was it really okay mentally? Just imagine him talking to his water skater therapist. "I was just walking when all of a sudden I sunk into the ground. It was like everything I've ever known is a lie, and that it could happen again at any moment. I don't know what's real anymore, man." And his therapist is all like, "Don't worry, we'll take care of it. Just calm down." Then the therapist talks him off a cliff and he's fine, only to have the same thing happen to him the next period when the teacher is teaching that lesson again. Can you imagine how psychologically damaging that must be? Just imagine walking down the street one day when My science teachers have also told me about how the Earth is spinning at like 1,000 miles per hour, but we can't even feel it. And that got me wondering again. What if the Earth just all of a sudden stopped rotating? Would that send everyone flying away in one direction at 1,000 miles per hour off the planet? Ah! Actually, I Googled it. Turns out that something pretty close to that would actually happen. Most of the surface of the Earth would suddenly be jettisoned into space. Angular momentum is a crazy thing. I feel like people in the food industry use technical and scientific words to sell stuff. They say stuff like, "Oh, it's organic." Well, organic just means of, relating to, or derived from living organisms. Therefore, all things made from plants and animals are organic. So you could just slap that sticker on all the other foods. Yeah, I know that it legally means something else now, but that's stupid. You can't just steal words like that. They already have meanings. Give us our words back. At least organic foods are somewhat okay, I guess. What if food scientists actually advertised foods how they actually were really made? Ooh, this chicken was injected with hormones and lived in a warehouse its whole life. Ooh, if I eat this, my toilet will never be unclogged again. Ooh, literally none of the ingredients on this aren't from a laboratory. But that wouldn't make as much money, and we can't have that. Ugh. I guess money really is the root of all evil. It's like this. Hey, excuse me, yeah. What you're doing is wrong on all levels. I'm fine with that. And now I'd like to talk about some things that blow my mind. So look at the cell. If you zoom in a ton, then here's an atom. And if you zoom in even more, you see the nucleus of the atom. Well, what would happen if you kept zooming in forever? An atom's nucleus is made up of protons and neutrons, and then looking further, we now know that those particles are composed of quarks, leptons, and bosons. Well, what makes up those? And what makes up those? And on and on. Are atoms really just tiny universes in and of themselves? Are there an infinite amount of universes within my body? If so, then by that logic, does that mean there's an infinite amount of things bigger than us? Are we the atom of some cell? Some infinitely small speck? How can we ever know?
Does everything include nothing? Does nothing even exist? Is there truly a place where there is nothing? How can there be if there is everything that we know? Is science just our sad and pathetic efforts to understand a minuscule amount of the observable universe that could never even amount to anything because of what we can't see and what we don't know, what we don't even know? Okay, well, good luck going to sleep tonight. Bye.
But everyone, so I don't know that'll have to be the end of the video for today. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.